In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the Celtic charm block. So this is the template that I have printed out. You can get the template by signing up for my newsletter in the link below this video. And I am going to trace this template onto Flexi Fuse. This is my favorite fusible for applique that I plan to sew through. So if I'm doing wool or if I'm doing machine applique that I need to sew through, then I use Flexi Fuse. Now for collage, you know my favorite is Steamosine 2. So I have two different fusibles that are my favorites depending on what I am doing. But this is going to be applique that I'm actually going to be stitching down these edges. So I'm going to use Flexi Fuse. Now, the thing that I like about Flexi Fuse is it becomes pretty much invisible within the project. So it doesn't get really sticky or hard to stitch through. It's really, really great with wool or hand applique. There is a papery side, and then there is a side that's a little bit rough. This is the glue side. So that is going to go down on top of my template, and I am going to trace along these edges first. Okay, so I have traced my templates. I just used a pencil to trace. I put these about a ½ inch apart because these are going to be two different colors. Now for your Celtic knot, you do not have to trace this piece if you don't want to. This is actually a background that goes behind this piece. If you prefer to just have two colors, you can just trace this piece and have this piece on the front of just your background fabric. In fact, I'm going to trace a second one of these, and I'm going to make two blocks, one with the background and one without, so you can see the difference. All right, so I have loosely cut around my traced shapes. I did not cut on the line yet. I just cut about a ½ inch or less or more around each shape. The distance doesn't really matter. You just don't want to cut on the line and you want to leave a little bit of space. So these are my 3 shapes, and my next step will be to iron them. Now that we have cut out our traced templates onto the fusible, we are going to fuse them onto our fabrics. So I have these two, which are going to go on the green. And this one, which is the background for one of them, is going to go on the yellow. So you have your traced side and you have the side with the glue that feels a little rough, and you're going to put the glue side down, and this is with the right side down and the wrong side up. I am using cherrywood fabrics, so they don't really have a right or wrong side, which is kind of nice. But if you are using a fabric that has a right or a wrong side, like this one, right side, wrong side, you're going to put your fusible on the wrong side of the fabric. So I'm just going to put this here. So this is the edge that I don't want to include because this is the selvage, so I want to make sure I'm not including that into my pattern. So I'm going to bring it up just a little bit, but right there on the edge, and all you're going to do is just hold the iron down anywhere from 3 to 5 seconds. You'll know it is ironed because if you try to lift it, it doesn't come up. And then with these, I've cut them into little squares because my fabric was really big. I cut this into a 6.5 by 6.5, but you can obviously do something a little smaller. You can see I have a lot of extra space there. So I'm gonna put that on the edge and iron this one down. And then we'll iron this last one down. Okay, so all of my pieces have been fused. So the next step will be to cut them out. So now I'm going to cut my pieces out, and I'm now going to cut them on the line so that I get the actual shape of the applique. And this is a nice big shape, so it's pretty easy to cut. Now, one thing I want to show you is how I'm going to cut these centers out. I'm going to fold it just a little bit, and then I'm just going to slice and cut in the middle like that. And then I can come to where the pencil lines are and cut along those edges. Okay, so that's the first one, and I'm just going to keep cutting these out, and then I will cut the others out, and I will show you how to fuse them to your backgrounds next. All right, I have my 3 pieces cut out, and these 2 are going to go together, whereas this one is going to be on its own. I have my 2 background pieces. So this has been cut to 6.5 by 6.5. And the first thing I'm going to do is place this one. And I need to find the center to do that. So I'm just going to fold this in half one way. Fold it in half the other way. So now I can see 2 lines. Probably can't see them very well, but my folds made little lines. I'm going to peel the paper backing off, and that is going to leave me with this kind of gluey side. Now it's not sticky or anything, so you have to pay attention. It's shiny on that side, so I know that's the side with the glue, and I'm going to put it with the glue face down, and then I'm going to center this. Just like that. Then I'm going to take my iron, and I'm just going to press and hold. I'm not going to rub my iron because that might shift my applique. So now that is adhered to the background. Now for this one, again, I will find the centers. And I'm going to do this one first, so I will peel the background off of this. So peel off the paper, glue side down, find the center. Now I do want to make sure that I am leaving enough room for seam allowance, because if I sew this into something, I need a 1/4 inch on each side. So that one can go there. Now I'm peeling the paper off the other piece. And we're just going to kind of center it on this piece. I had it the wrong way, I think. There we go. You might want to mark your top on your pattern grab the iron, do the same thing, hold and count. Okay, so I have my 2 blocks. Now you don't have to make both of these. You can do just this one if you like this one, or you can do this one if you prefer to have a background. So I'm going to take these 2 blocks, and now it's time to stitch down the edges. All right, so I have finished both of my Celtic knots. This one, I did a straight stitch, and I even just followed the curves because I wanted to look even more like a knot. And then I did a straight stitch around the yellow outside edge. This one I did a zigzag stitch, and I kind of just made the zigzag really small, and I just zigzagged around all the raw edges. So that is how you can make your Celtic knots. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you need the pattern, it is in the description. Have a great day and go make something beautiful.